What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are doing the F1 2019 season mod for the F1 2018 game. If you haven't seen these types of videos before, it's basically a mod that allows us to run with all of the 2019 cars, the 2019 drivers, liveries, etc. They've all, switched teams and what have you, and overall the game has changed quite a lot. So let's get right into this. This was actually a really easy mod to install. It was all drag and drop, so that was probably one of the easiest mods I've ever installed, and it's one of the biggest, obviously being a season mod. So you'll see all of these screens here are all different. I haven't actually done any gameplay as of yet, so I'm just assuming that everything works, and I'm hoping it does. But if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel to see plenty more racing game content. I'm going to be doing F1 2019 career mode when the game comes out in a few months' time. Many other series, online racing, crashes, setup, tutorials, how to be faster on the F1 games, iRacing, any other simulators. 2019, I really want to step up my game and just improve the quality of the content that I do upload. So I would really appreciate it if you do subscribe and stick around. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a Grand Prix, and we're going to see what we can do. Even the menus here have the updated liveries of the cars. Now, a lot of these liveries just came out, like literally yesterday or the day before in the case of the Ferrari. So if we go back to the Ferrari here, that's not exactly the updated Ferrari, but I can install other mods that has the exact Ferrari livery. This one might have just been made in advance slightly. But anyway, we're going to jump in the Mercedes because I think it's one of my favorite looking cars of this year so far. Let me know what your favorite 2019 car is as well. They've even got these updated drivers. Let's go back and have a look. I want to go to Renault, and I just want to prove that Daniel Ricciardo is there. There he is. For the added authenticity. How weird is it seeing Daniel Ricciardo at Renault? That's so crazy to me. Anyway, we're going to jump in the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton, Australian Grand Prix. Kind of simulate the first race. All the performance is at the mod creator's discretion. Nobody knows what the true performance of the cars is as of yet. Testing hasn't happened as of the time of me recording this video. So it's all up in the air somewhat. We're going to do a 25% race, 110 AI. Hopefully the AI aren't too crazy. They could be modified to be even faster than the normal AI. I don't know. But we're going to jump in. Simulation damage. Everything else is pretty much as you would expect. Let's go to official timing. And we'll jump in a race and see what we can do in Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes AMG W10.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Vettel, Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas. So, early doors, F1 2018, or shall I say F1 2019, is predicting a Sebastian Vettel-led Ferrari. Pretty interesting. I did one lap in quali, but I restarted the session so I can start from the back. I did a 21.1, and that was literally just my practice warm-up lap. So I'm pretty much on the pace. If I did more laps, I'd probably be up there with Bottas. But what's the fun in starting at the front? We want to charge our way through the field and have some fun that way. So, without further ado, let's start this race. Let me know what your predictions are for this race down in the comments below. You can see, I guess, what the predicted order is. We've got Renault's 7/8 back. I think that might be pretty accurate, to be honest. A pretty accurate representation of what the field will look like. I feel like Red Bull will be a bit stronger than this. I have a feeling that Red Bull is actually going to be the fastest car this season, or a possibility. I really think Red Bull are going to have a good package this year. Alfa Romeo, I would have thought they'd be a bit higher up and maybe Force India down a bit lower. Haas is about where you'd expect them to be. Williams down towards the back alongside me with the Toro Rossos. So that's an interesting grid. Yet to be seen whether that's the true order in the real life sport. But we just don't know. Without further ado, let's get into this race. The Australian Grand Prix. Let's do it. The The crowd are here and here in force for what is going to be a fantastic day of racing. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. A tough race in store then for our drivers today, so tell me, Anthony Davidson, what will you be looking out for as the cars make their way down into turn one?
Well, first of all, let's hope that everyone's well behaved and we can have a nice incident-free start. That initial release is going to be the most interesting thing. The clean side of the grid will be better rubbered in, so keep an eye out for cars over there potentially making their way through.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the...
Oh, this is actually really interesting to see all of the driver faces. Charles Leclerc being updated, Pierre Gasly in the Red Bull. We've got Hulk out qualifying, Daniel Ricciardo, which I actually didn't pick up on in qualifying. Well, it's really running through this grid order very, very quickly. Lance Stroll, Force India, Lando Norris. It's interesting to see his face again. Daniel Kvyat, I haven't seen him in many, many years. Antonio Giovinazzi, Robert Kubica, George Russell. Oh my goodness, this is actually so cool. Shout out to all the modders out there who do a brilliant job at everything that they do, whether it be liveries, season mods like this, helmet mods, just keeping the game alive. And I really appreciate the work that you guys do, and I feel like a lot of other people on the PC platforms do as well. Keep doing what you do. Having customization in some small degree, or just the ability to mod things on the F1 games, just keeps the longevity of the game going for so long. This is going to keep me really interested until F1 2019 comes out. But anyway, we're here on the grid of the Australian Grand Prix, my home race. I'm going to put my headset on. I can't hear the track announcer, which is me, by the way. My voice is in the game, which is actually absolutely incredible. Hopefully I can film some more lines this year for the game. But let's figure out what we're doing. Race strategy. I've got a new wheel, and this is one of the first. This is actually the first time I'm using it today, so just bear with. Race strategy. First go. I'm a legend. Race strategy. We've got the Ultra Softs to the Supers. What other tyre compounds do we have on offer today? Super. No, we don't want to put the softs on. That is absolutely not an issue. For tyre wear, 15 laps worth of fuel. Nah, I think we'll leave it where it is. We've got a custom setup on. Shall I run through that really quickly? Why not? 3.7 wings, 65, 100. Canberras, as you would know it. So this is all kind of league racing kind of stuff. What I was running at the back end of my season in AOR. Obviously, this is all up for change. I could have ran with 9 ballast, but I didn't want to risk the car dying at the end of the first stint on the ultra soft tyres. So, we're ready. We are waiting for the start of the F1 2019 season. Oh, and we've got formation lap on. Alright, here we go. The start of the 2019 season. I would be really worried if Lewis Hamilton was starting from the back row of the grid, but thankfully this is a game. Away we go, starting alongside George Russell. Let's see if we can get the jump on him as we head into turn one. Not too sure how aggressive I'm going to be, in all honesty. We've got simulation damage on. You can see particles of front wing going every which way, so we know some people are going to be vulnerable here on this opening lap. I need to figure out what my look back button is. That may be an issue. We're getting squeezed by one of the Alfa Romeo Salvas. Giovinazzi, thank you very much for that. Interesting to see what the new drivers can do. Gio, of course, not having a good introduction into F1. The races that he has contested in, I think he's crashed in every single one of them, so might be a good chance of crashing again in his return at Albert Park. Let's lower the fuel mix and the ERS as we go for a bit of a dive there. A bit half-hearted dive bomb there. If I would have committed to that a little bit more, I would have actually got the job done, but I was more worried about squeezing him off than actually running into.
Damage to your wing, damage to your wing, suggest...
Let's go for a rewind. This is only a casual race. This isn't career mode where everything matters. I was actually more worried about running into the people in front of Gio on the run into at 90-degree right-hander. Let's follow him through here. This Sauber, it seems, not very good at a high-speed corner. Maybe he's the one who has front wing damage. You know, that would make sense. I don't think the Sauber was this slow. That would be a serious backwards step in the winter, if that were the case. few more people going slowly up here. 110 AI, is worth mentioning. Oh, Kimmy! Okay. Having a bit more of a laid-back, carefree attitude at Sabre, it seems. Not really giving a crap about the front-running guys. Is that a bit of a Fernando Alonso? Is that a bit of a Fernando Alonso attitude towards the front-running teams? He's just bitter at everyone. Hopefully that's not the case. Next up is Kvyat. It's very feisty up here. A lot of people going side by side. Someone's got to have damage. You don't run collectively in a group for this long without having a little bit of carbon fiber sprayed everywhere. That McLaren, I don't think that's the actual McLaren, to be honest. I think there was less blue than that. There was more blue at the top of the engine cover, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've only glanced at it a couple of times. But if I end up doing another video on this, thank you, Jeff. If I end up doing another video on this, I'll update the rest of the cars. So the Alfa Romeo Sauber, the McLaren, the Ferrari, to truly reflect what the actual liveries look like. So too with the Force India, that's got a bit of blue as well on the engine cover. Right, I've decided to hook up my GoPro so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Let me know if I should continue this in videos. I did it once for like iRacing and you guys seem to like it, so let's give it a go for F1. The wheel I'm using, by the way, in case you're wondering, it's a Fanatec CSL Elite, so that's the base. The rim itself is just that limited edition one that came out in Black Friday last year. Unfortunately, you can't buy it anymore, but you can buy the Xbox and PS4 version. The Xbox version is in red. It looks very similar to this. All the gold accents are just red, and the PS4 version is blue, essentially. And yeah, I can't recommend these wheels enough. Obviously, I'm using it, so what more do you want? One thing I'm actually struggling to come to terms with is actually the D-pad. It's on the right-hand side of my wheel. Now, every single D-pad I've ever used, including on controller, the D-pads you'll notice are always on the left. So the muscle memory of just being able to flick up through the gears, flick up through the engine modes and battery modes, it's second nature to me, but not on this wheel. I have to use it with my right hand, and it just like slows down the process so much, so I'm a little bit clunky with that, as well as all the button mappings being different to what I'm used to on my older wheel. So my driving isn't quite up to its normal high standard, but hopefully in the future that'll get better. Let's go for a dive here. He left the space, fair play to him. P11. Oh my goodness. That should have been damage. Simulation damage is on. That should have at least chipped off a bit of my front wing. There was some heavy contact there. Up the inside into turn 1. I will take that every day of the week. Oh man. This is turning out to be a real grind trying to pass Grosjean.
Hit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
Okay, boss. Will do. We're almost out of battery here. Gonna have to conserve a little bit. Pit stop is on this lap. That's up the inside of Grosjean. That's P9. Thank you very much. I don't know how many track limits warnings we've got so far, but I'll try and minimize those if I can. Don't want a penalty knocking us off a chance of getting a podium or something like that. Into the pit lane we go, using up all of the track space. I actually don't know what my hang on a second. I don't know what my pit speed limiter is. Let's just extra slow. Okay, there we go. Bit weird. Into the pits we go.
Exit now.
Very nice. Having to use a few extra flashbacks here. I'm not usually doing the live com format, so obviously that takes away from the driving ever so slightly as we go onto the track. Oh, I got the pit limiter. Oh, it was that one. Okay. It's like I'm not only like with all the mods, the new wheel. It feels like a completely new game to me. There's so much change going on. I'm struggling to keep up. I saw a glance at that Williams as well just 10 seconds ago. I thought it was my teammate.
There is a fault in the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out. The pit box is currently full. Stay out on track. Stay out on track.
Nah, Jeff, I'm boxing this lap. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done with this race. Sack it off. bring on the next one. I can't be dealing with no DRS. I can't drive the car no more. It's done. It's kaput. We're out. No chance. I'm kidding, of course. Russell pits. A few other people are in the pit lane as well. Can we do the overcut? You bet we can. That's P9. Magnussen up next. We certainly weren't challenging him before the pit stops. He's going to have cold tyres here. I sense an opportunity. Ooh, is that a Red Bull? I think it is. I think that's a Red Bull. If we can beat a top 3 team today, that'd be amazing. Come on, here we go. No DRS. Where's... Oh yeah, our DRS is broken. How can I forget? The inside of Magnussen into turn 3. That's in very, very deep. Locked up the inside front there, which kind of carted me into his line a little bit, unfortunately. There we go. That's P8. Jeez, we're really going through the fuel here really quickly. I started with like 2 laps extra, only 9 laps into the Grand Prix, and we're almost out. Battery's been hard to manage as well, so real tough old race on the I don't know what to call it, on the assets. Pick a line, Verstappen, come on. Inside, outside, make a decision. Round the outside, that's a nice, clean move.
Nice move. Good job.
Engineer backs me up on that one. Next up is Ricciardo. Interesting that what you would perceive as the 2 #1 drivers of both Red Bull and Renault are the ones that are getting beaten by their teammates. Here comes Verstappen again, up the inside. I think I didn't help by shifting up in 8th gear.
They seem to have an issue.
What? How is that illegal? How, in what world is that an illegal overtake? Let's have a look at this. Around the outside. I wasn't off circuit, was I? And that was really only to leave space. That's the only reason why I took to the apron there on the left-hand side, is because I didn't want to chop across his nose, like right here. I could have been a bit more aggressive, a bit more fierce with my line, but I decided to be a bit more of a gentleman, and I've been punished for it. And to that, I say screw you. Let's go from here. And this time I bet he won't get in front of me. Or will he? Yes, he will. It doesn't matter. Let's do the under and over. Why not? Easy stuff. Easy slaps. See you later, Verstappen.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. Virtual safety car deployed.
Oh.
Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
This will help us. Our fuel situation was not looking good. I'd imagine that the AIs were probably a bit better because they haven't had to push as hard. They're a bit more efficient with their usage of the battery and the fuel. So this should equalize things a little bit more here. I need to up the pace a little bit to keep up with the delta. Oh, piss off.
We're trailing our teammate by 12.
Yellow flags, bro. Yellow flags. What are you doing? Yeah, and I'm going to get the illegal overtake again, aren't I? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm fine. Somehow, I was fine with that. Look at these guys. They're like vultures. Get out of here. Can't relax for 1 second. I thought this Mercedes was supposed to be decent in a straight line. I've got a custom setup on 3.7 wings. You would think that that's somewhat more efficient than the 6.6 wings that these guys are running with. But no, the OP slipstream of F1 2018 coming in strong for the AI. Little yellow flag in the middle sector. Could we see a safety car? So, by that reckoning, both of the Sauers are out. That's not favouring well for them in terms of reliability. It would be absolutely hilarious if even just one thing in this video came true for the Australian Grand Prix.
Okay, some information on Magnussen. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Yeah, he's not the only one with problems, mate.
Green flag. Our gap to the car in front is 3.4 seconds.
Come on. I'm pushing as much as I can to catch Ricciardo. We might get him on the last lap. I'll get to him. But the limitations on the fuel and the ERS are really holding me back here. Should I risk it? Should I just go for it in terms of fuel? and then worry about saving it later.
We're catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
What? Are you joking? Tyres are the last thing on my mind right now. I'm not going to save fuel. I'm not going to save fuel. We're going to run out. But I want to die trying to catch Ricardo.
DRS will be offline. There's a fault with the rear wing system. Stay out and we can work on a fix remotely.
Okay, I've got no fuel. I've got no ERS. I've got no warnings left in terms of the track limits. And I have no DRS. I probably mentioned that already. Anyway, this race
We've been awarded a time penalty
is about to go completely down the pan. All in the name of entertainment. Halfway around the lap now, and we're down by 0.3. We're going to run out of fuel at any moment now.
Fuel is at target -1. Let's turn the engine down, please.
There it goes. And there goes Verstappen's front wing.
Okay, clear.
Oh my goodness. So there he goes with no front wing. I hope you're proud of yourself. You could have dodged either to the left or to the right. But no, you thought going right through me was the ideal solution to that problem. Max Verstappen starting off in the same way that he started off 2018. You love to see it. Out of the final corner, we get overtaken by Grosjean, Stroll. Do we hear Magnussen as well, or will we finish? Oh my god, we're going to get points here. We have 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Weave across the line. Is that P10?
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
No, okay.
And Anthony Davidson.
Boo!
How did they
Boo!
result?
Boo, Ferrari.
Probably the key to
So here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
For a second there, I nearly questioned if I had ever seen Charles Leclerc's driver face in game before. Of course I have. But then that also led me to the question, what would happen if Lando Norris got a podium? Because I'm almost certain he doesn't have a driver face.
And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
well, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. He was fast, decisive, everything
How?
you'd want from a top-class driver.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Alright then, chaps. That is the Australian Grand Prix in F1 2019. F1 2019 season mod. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. Like I said, if you want to see another video on this, stick around on the channel. I'll upload another one. Let me know who I should drive as, what circuit we should go to, and I'll definitely take that under consideration. I'll also update the liveries on the other cars, and whatever else I can do to help make it more authentic towards the F1 2019 calendar. Let's have a look at the race director really quickly, because I got 11 seconds worth of penalties. I'm just wondering whether my speeding in the pit lane counted, because I actually rewinded that. No, I don't know. I don't think it did. Or did it? It said I got a penalty on lap 6. So maybe that does coincide with the speeding in the pit lane. But anyway, that has been this Grand Prix for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know I'm asking you to comment a lot of things, but if also as well, if you want to comment who you think is going to win the championship this year, put it down in the description below. I'm thinking Red Bull is going to be the fastest car in the field. That's my bold prediction. Realistically, you can't really go past Mercedes, can you? Anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, I'll see you next time.